Howdy folks, welcome back to the mini bike build series. I believe this is day 8, and behind me we have the mini bike and how it has turned out so far. If you haven't seen the series, check out the playlist link in the description. I built it, I put the Predator Ghost engine on it, I've modified the Ghost engine with a new rod, new intake manifold, new flywheel, etc. So today we're gonna add a cam. Now, what's interesting about this, the Ghost engine does have a little bit of a mild cam in it from the factory. That's one of the things that makes the Ghost the Ghost. It's still fairly mild, but it's a little bit more aggressive cam than what it has. This is a HOT265 cam. What I'm gonna try to do is not have to take the engine off. So I'm gonna drain the gas out of it, tip it on its side, pull the side cover off, and see if I can drop the cam in without having to take the whole engine off the bike. I don't know if it'll work, but let's give it a shot. Okay, as with all these videos, since I am learning as I go, while it was laid over, I took the 4 valve cover bolts out to attempt, because I knew I was going to have to take the valve cover off to adjust the valve lash. But what I wasn't thinking is that since the engine was full of oil, as soon as I loosened this, oil started spilling out around between the valve cover and the head. So now I've got an oily valve cover here that I need to clean off, but also I had to clean the floor down here. At this point, I should be able to set the valve lash, but before I do that, I just want to turn the engine over a couple times just to make sure we have no clearancing issues. There's our intake, exhaust, or no, there's our intake. There's exhaust, intake, and then compression release. So that should be where we set the valve lash right there. So I'll check the cam card on this one. I believe it calls for 3/1000. Let's adjust the valve lash and then get this thing back together. Okay, I put gas and oil in it. Let's see if this baby will start up. So, well, here goes nothing, folks. Tried. And it died. Let's try that again. You could definitely hear that cam, though.
All right, so I'll just go ahead and do a voiceover here with some of the riding footage. So when taking it out on the street, I immediately noticed it seems to accelerate faster. It's not dramatic, but it is noticeable. So of course I took it for a top speed run, and it does definitely feel faster. The first top speed run, I let off early, but I got a really good launch, and it gave me less than 4 seconds to 30 with a top speed of 44. Now, my previous best on top speed was 43, but I know that I let off early on that first run. So I did a second run, and on that second run, I got up to 45. But honestly, I felt like it might have had another mile an hour or two in it. I was just starting to really feel like the tires were, stressing the tires. So then I decided to go off-road with it and try some some off-road stuff. And the bike is definitely suspension limited at this point, since there is no suspension. Your only suspension is the tires. It would be nice to have front suspension on it. So you've got all the power if your bones can take it, I guess. But it definitely feels great off-road, like in that low end when you goose it. It definitely gets up and goes when it's off-road. It'll spin those tires even off-road on the dirt. So really, I honestly noticed more different off-road than on. But it is a really fun little bike. I took it down some of the back roads, trails in my neighborhood. Probably not places you're supposed to be riding a mini bike, but hey, and like if you're going uphill, you definitely notice that this thing has a lot more low end grunt than the Motor Ridge Straight out of the box. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this bike. I think the next step, if I'm going to do another mod to it, I think the next step definitely has to be tires, because I think it is tire limited. By the way, with the stock Ghost springs, I did not notice any valve float with the 265. I went wide open, during the top speed runs. I did not notice valve float, so I think that the stock springs will do it. And this seems to be a really good upgrade for this bike.